We have the sheeter with the output conveyor. Here's the control system. We have the edge guide system, or pardon me, the score slitters over here. We currently don't have them turned on, but we'll put them on in a little bit. We've got the dancer. Here is the edge guide. And here is the material coming into the machine. We have a driven unwind that we hooked up temporarily that simulates the line speed that's going 70 feet a minute. And here's the roll. We were able to run it with the course. So we'll first run the material, show several pieces, and then we'll go over all the options. Here's the material coming out at, what speed is it coming out at? We've got it coming out at full speed, and it's cutting forward electrically. We don't have a, you can just let it fall on the floor. We don't have a stacker hooked up to it, obviously, but here it's coming out nice and smooth. We'll go back here, and the photo cell right here. Right here is the photo cell that reads the registration mark, so it stops and cuts. We've got a dancer that moves up and down for proper accumulation. We have our edge guide over here with a sensor that picks up on the white edge over here. And we've got a driven unwind over here that's simulating your printing press, that's putting out the material going 70 feet a minute. So you can see how the material is running very smoothly. And I'll just let it run for a little bit so you can see the we'll stop the machine for a minute and put on a couple slitters for you. Okay, here are the slitters. We just have them cutting the material into thirds, and pieces are coming out slit. And the one other thing that I didn't put on yet that I'll put on tomorrow, we'll put on a roller right here at the end of the conveyor to assist in getting the material out of the conveyor. So you can see that the dancer raises and lowers as the machine cuts. We have a potentiometer on the dancer, so if the dancer gets too high, it'll tell the machine to slow down, and if the dancer gets too low, it'll tell it to speed up. What we'll do is I'll stop the machine and we'll go over all the different options on it. Okay, what I'll do right now is go over all the different options in the machine. If you want to follow along with the price list, the WM-5, that's the sheeter over here with the downcut blade. Here's the machine with the roll cover open. It has a hold down clamp right here, which clamps the material while it's cut, and then we have the blade right here moves, and there's a window so you can see the material coming out of the machine and the blade moving. The next thing we have is the inline edge guide. That is the black device here with the rubberized rolls. So the material comes in at the bottom and it wraps around this top roll, and this entire frame pivots on the center, so you see the bearings over here. So this entire assembly will shift this way or this way depending upon the material. And here is the edge guide sensor. It took us a little bit of time to get everything tracked in straight, but once everything was tracked in, it ran very nicely. The next option is the static eliminator. I'm trying to get in to see it. We have the static eliminator. There's a bar right over here. We have the static eliminator pointed at the material. When we were doing some testing, we had some materials that had quite a bit of static, and we found the best place to put it was right after the blade. We have the control boxes right here. We've got the Allen Bradley PLC. There's a vector drive on the feed and cut. We have a separate vector drive in the cut, vector drive in the conveyor, and here's the Allen Bradley servo motor and the servo motor drive and the amplifier for it. All the wires come through cord grips, so the box will be sealed, and they come to disconnectable terminal blocks. So if there's any problem with the panel, all of these are quick disconnects to for maintenance purposes if it ever has to get sent to us. The wire ducts will be covered up, and the rest of the cables will be cleaned up, and this box will be closed, and the operator interface is on the other side. We have a lockout tagout switch, a start stop button, e-stop, length, and here's the speed control. And here's the Allen Bradley operator interface that has all the features that we need. The other side is the motor box, and we've got the Allen Bradley servo drive right here, or pardon me, servo motor, and the inline reducer. And we also used a cog belt on the machine. So there's a cog belt that wraps around the feed roll slitter, and then there's the reducer, and then we have a tensioner on the cog belt right here. Next option is the output conveyor, which you see right here. That's mirrored to the speed of the machineer, and as I mentioned, I'll put a nip roll on top of this to make the pieces fly out more easily for stacking. The photo cell is right here. We have it on this bar. That's a fixed distance away from the blade, and that is movable across any width of the machine. We have it on this bracket right here, so it doesn't matter where the web is. The photocell can move anywhere across the width side to side. The conveyor I already talked about, the CE for easy threading, and then here are the edge guide controls. We'll go ahead and we'll run the machine for just a few more minutes, and then we'll get the material sent out to you. Here we go. Right now it gets a 0 to 10 volt signal from the driven unwind. Can you slow it down dynamically? So what we'll do is right now we have it going 70 feet a minute, so we'll slow down the driven unwind dynamically. Actually, we just need a moment to do that. Okay, so we just changed the speed to half speed. Now you can see that the roller is going maybe 40 feet a minute, and now the dancer is able to get the 0 to 10 volt signal and automatically adjust. So the way that the blade works out, feeds out as soon as it sees the line, it feeds out a preset distance, so you can see where it sees the line, and then goes ahead and stops and cuts. And here's the hold down clamp, and if you wanted to see the window, and here are the pieces coming out.